Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige. This is Seeking Alexandria, and today we have a new foundation. Now, just as a little disclaimer, I had to kind of go through and put this one back together. I ordered it from Ulta, and lately everything I order from Ulta arrives not just damaged, but like damaged, okay? Or like missing pieces, like I just don't get half of what I order. Like it's physically not in the box. So I got this little foundation. This is the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Makeup Stick by Lancome. It was, yep, okay. It was, I don't know what I was going to say there. I stuck that landing. These big old thick thighs, they're good for catching stuff because they're mushed together. Yeah. Okay, so this is All Day Color Wear Comfort Portable Perfection Soft Matte Finish, blah, blah, blah. Good for all skin types. It says on the little side here, lightweight comfort in all-day color wear up to 24 hours. Now in a sleek, portable, multitasking stick. Use as a medium, use as a foundation or concealer with medium to full coverage. Suitable for sensitive skin. Now, oh, and yes, it has 0.31 ounces, which is pretty standard, I think, for a stick foundation. It's on the low end, in my opinion, but that's just me. And then it was $42. So, you guys, just to recap, okay, well, not this much, but like 42 bucks. I had to shave mine down and try to fix it because when I got it, it was mashed. And I had to like grab it and like mush it back in the little tube. It was kind of a hot mess. I did a good job though. Cleaned it up all right. And see, I called them to have a replacement sent out. And after that hour-long conversation, they told me everything was sent out. And then I called back again, and nope, nothing was sent out. And then by then, they claimed it was out of stock, even though I can still see it on the website. So I'm just going to use this one because otherwise I'll be waiting an entire lifetime for the new one that's never showing up. So I kind of thought we would start off by just going in. You guys, this has really good reviews, and I picked this up in the shade 90 Ivory. Yep, that's what we're going with. I-V-O-I-R-E. I'm going with Ivory. 90 pasty as shit. Okay. That's what I'm going with. So let's go ahead and like put some of this on a face. And I did already, obviously, prime and prep my skin. Because this said soft matte finish, I went in with the Skin to Die For primer because and if you didn't see that video, I just put it up a couple days ago. Going out the brush, by the way. But it's a very mattifying primer. And I thought if this said soft matte, loosely translated to someone with oily skin, what that means is you're going to be oily in about 4 hours. So I decided to go in with something that had some extra mattification properties to it. And I'm just going to buff this in now, and we're going to see if we can maybe build us up some coverage. Cat. I don't like it with a blender. Sticking with a brush. So overall, you guys, I'm not living for this yet. It's very streaky. When I was trying to pat it out with a beauty blender, sorry I didn't show you much of that. My mom was in here and trying to feed that damn cat so it would quit crying and meowing. My God. But as I was trying to pat it out with a beauty blender, it like just was sticking. Like it wasn't moving around the face. So I feel like the brush is really the only way to like work that product in. But then at the same time, it did create like light little brush strokes and stipple marks. So I'm definitely gonna have to like buff that out when I put on my when I put on my concealer. And so far I'm also not living for the coverage, and maybe it's just me, but I kind of assumed when it said like, you know, use it as a concealer, that it meant it would be like super high in the pigment region, and it's really like it's not setting the world on fire yet for me. I do know though that a lot of times with a stick foundation and my skin, I do have to wait about like an hour for it to really meld in and look good. For some reason, it's always been that way with stick foundations, which I'm fine with. I mean, they do blend into my skin eventually, but I'm really not loving the coverage aspect of this, and I'm like, I don't want to keep building it up and making it worse and worse and worse. So I'm gonna go in with my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, which I have been trying to give a good fair shake to lately. And I'm going to conceal under my eyes, and then I'm gonna pat out some of this weird looking textureness on my face from this damn brush, because that's all brushes do is give me texture, and yet I use them because I like them. Brushes build coverage really well. Alright, now based on how this is looking, I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier powder today. I think it's a good combination of weight, color, thickness, and just all around the powder viscosity that I'm looking for this. And you guys, I get questions sometimes, like how do you pick your powder and whatnot, and how do you decide what you're gonna wear, and that kind of stuff. And obviously it's nothing that's like super rocket science. I think that we all know what products sit and work differently on our skin than other products. And so what I always do is I look at the foundation, and this is really only for people that use like several different, you know, setting powders or have used several different whatevers. Me personally, I have a ton of setting powders. I love setting powders, and I love that they each offer something really different than the next one. And so for me, that's something I consider, but it's not something that everyone has to consider. You know, it's not something where like, oh, you know, if you're using this foundation, you definitely have to use this setting powder. If you have a setting powder that works good for you, you don't have any reason to change it up. For me, I have a couple setting powders that do work pretty universally no matter what the foundation, but I have a couple other ones that I know, you know, I like how they sit on the face better with this finish or that finish or this or this or that. So I like to kind of go through and use them for that purpose. So just, you know, don't ever feel like just because I use a certain setting powder or this, I say that I think it looks good or whatever, that doesn't mean that you need to use that setting powder. That would be ridiculous. Always best in the makeup world to wear what you know your skin likes and to wear what looks good on you. That is what is always best. All right, we do appear to be sitting down. Very, very nice. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna finish up the rest of my face, and then I will come back on here. We shall chit chat for a second. I'll go about my day, and of course I'll do that wear test at the end of the day where we will see how this wigwam really wore. So let me go do all of the stuff, and I will be right back with you. So I went ahead, I finished up, I got everything on my face, and normally I don't put like this shade of a lip with this like intense of an eye, and I might be living for the combination just a little bit. You guys, so far it actually has started to lay down beautifully. It looks really, really nice on the skin. As I've just been sitting here layering up my other makeup, like it blended in beautifully. The contour went on like a dream, but again, loving my Marc Jacobs Tantastic bronzer. Can't live without it. And so far I'm loving the way that it's sitting. It's almost, I don't want to say porcelain-esque, but it's like where like that fake looking skin meets real dimension. Like you can still see my texture, you can still see, you know, the shadows of like my blemished areas, but it looks so beautiful as skin that I'm just like, oh, okay. But I'm just gonna go ahead and go live my life, do my day, and I will of course check in at the end of the day. These lips I just realized are crooked, son of a bitch. But I'm gonna so I'm gonna fix those, then I'm gonna go do my day, and of course I'll check in at the end of the day. We'll talk about it, and we'll see how it sits on my oily as hell face. So here's the deal, you guys, okay? It has been on my face for 11 hours. This stick foundation has been on my face for 11 hours. Let me just say that. Actually, it's been over 11 hours, but who's counting? And I'd also like to point out that it was the first day of fall here in wonderful old Michigan. And it also reached record high temperatures of 94 degrees. Now, this is the first time I think I've ever done this on my channel, ever. But there's a couple reasons. I don't think it's fair to the foundation if I give you a close-up. Now, there's a couple reasons. I want to read this here. It says wear up to 24 hours. Now, first of all, I think that that's BS packaging. I don't think that there's any foundation that looks good for 24 hours. I think that that is just horseshit. Like, nothing's gonna look good for 24 hours. On my face, I'm like way happy if we hit like 6 to 8 hours. I'm like, hell yeah, let's have a party, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, first of all, that's garbage. But the reasons that I don't think it's fair to do a close-up, like I've said 100 times, I work in a dirty, nasty shop, right? Well, it was really, really hot today, which made me really sticky, sweaty, and my makeup looked great all day. Like through that, it still looked really good. Okay, then the end of the day comes, I walk outside, and all of a sudden there's like these winds, gale force winds that are whipping by my face. Sand, dirt, and debris, all stuck right on my sweaty, nasty face. So if I zoom you in, what you're going to see is swipe marks for me trying to get the dirt off my face. You're going to see dirt that is still on my face that I just saw when I looked in the mirror. Yum. And you're just going to see a lot of patchiness. So I think what I'll do, instead of giving you a close-up for this one, well, okay, let me rephrase. I'll give you a close-up, but I'm only going to do it like in this area and in this area, because I think that after looking in the mirror, those are the only places that I think it would still be fair to do. Like, you guys, I literally have dirt all under my eyes. I look like I got punched in the face. I'm covered in like weird dirtness. But with all of that being said, you guys, I recommend this, and I did not think, normally stick foundations for me are a little rough, and this actually went really well. I poured it, that was funny. I paired it with the Skin to Die For, like I said this morning, and at first I was really hesitant because at like, I would say hour 6, it started to look like really dusty, like in this area, like that dusty chalky kind of feel. It still does a little bit. Maybe I'll give you a little up close of just this area. I'm trying to be fair to the foundation because a lot of like the texture and like the weird prints on my face are not its fault right now. They're, you know, me brushing it off or trying to get the sand off my face or whatever. So I don't want to be unfair to the foundation, which I know sounds weird, but I know that like anything can be misconstrued on the internet, and I just want to make sure that I'm representing it as fairly as possible. I did keep a really close eye on my makeup today, again, because it was super hot. I was like, yeah, this is gonna melt, and it didn't. So I was like, haha. So maybe I'll give you this little bit like in here, and then the cheek, and then yeah, there's dirt on the forehead, but maybe like right here. But I'll let you know what you're looking at when you're looking at it. So I think that at first I was really hesitant about this pairing because when I reviewed this one, which I can link down below for you, but the Skin to Die For primer is like almost I don't want to say it's a drying primer, but it really does keep you really, really matte. And going into this, I didn't set it with a radiance primer. I thought I would be fine, and I did start to get a little bit funny. Now, with all of that being said, I was matte all day. I did not blot once. I have literally no oil on my face. Can I get an amen? Like, even my nose doesn't look very oily. It has like a tiny bit of oil, like teeny tiny little bit, and that might even be just the highlight. Like my face is incredibly matte right now. I think that these two together are an excellent combination. I really like them. I think that I was really impressed, not just because this was a stick foundation, but the Teint Idole, their foundation from Lancome, that was this same Teint Idole Ultra Longwear Fabulous whatever in a bottle. I actually didn't care for that. It made me look really weird and chalky, and I did not like that foundation at all. So I did not have high hopes for this. But this worked surprisingly well. It definitely didn't look great when I first put it on. I was like, and then as I wore it, it just got beautiful. My face at one point in the day looked like pristine, and my areas still stayed like pretty covered. Like all of I have a ton of acne right here. I have a huge acne thing right here, and it all stayed really nicely covered. Like the coverage is still spot on from what it was this morning. Not something that I thought was going to happen. Normally, you guys know me and stick foundations don't have the best track record. They normally don't work for me. They're normally too oily. They normally don't control the face as well as I need it controlled. You know what I'm saying? I need like a tight ass grip on this reality throughout the day, and I normally don't get it. So I think what I'll do, let me zoom you guys in real quick. We'll give you a couple close-ups. Again, you're not going to get like your normal full face, but I will give you a couple areas that give you an idea of what I'm talking about as far as wear go. But you do have to forgive any smudge or dirt that you see, because I'm not a dirty person, but right now my face is. Okay, so first we'll start in here. Next, right in here. That's the other cheek. And then obviously this is the forehead. So you guys, I feel like with that close-up, I think that that should give you enough information. You can see like the only real place that I had any issue is right in this area, and even that didn't start until a couple hours ago. I mean, it's been on my face over 11 hours. I would say this didn't start until probably hour 8 or 9. I mean, it was on for a long time and looked absolutely beautiful. I do suggest though, make sure you pair it with something that is mattifying, because I honestly believe that if I had been wearing this by itself, I don't think it would have looked this nice. If I'm just being straight honest with you, just based on my normal history with stick foundations and the consistency of this as I put it on, it was a very like slippery slick consistency, a very oily consistency. I don't know if this is gonna, like, okay, there's the foundation, right? It has like this very almost oil slick kind of feel to it. Like you're not going to be able to see it on camera. It definitely buffs out like a cream to powder, and I mean it buffs out in seconds. It's a beautiful foundation, and it wears very lightly. It built up pretty decent. Not my favorite build personally. I feel like up close right now, you guys, this whole area looks like very ugly Freddy Krueger-esque. It looks awful. Like, ugh, there's dirt and patchy, and it's not cute. So I'm gonna, you know, take this crap off, and I think I'm gonna get going, you guys. It's been a really rough day over here. I am exhausted, and I need to just get this shit off my face because it feels gross. So as always, you guys, social media handles and everything are down below, because that's it for this video. I'm too tired to keep talking, if I'm being honest. yeah, don't forget, guys, go check out the Facebook. Seeking Alexandria has a Facebook page. Go check it out. You know you want to. And even if you don't want to, seriously, go, because I need you to. Like, I need to feel good about myself. I need more likes and followers on that side. So go ahead, go there. That's where I post a bunch of pictures and selfies, and I'll be posting articles and that kind of stuff, new launches, new releases, all kind of fun stuff. So that's definitely the place to be for like the more social side of me. You'll get to kind of talk to me more than just in a video kind of thing, which is cool. So you guys can talk to each other there too, which is really awesome. I saw a couple of you guys like mingling around, and I was like, oh, that's great. Plus it's easier to, like, I don't know, like share my videos. Like, I don't know why anybody, you know, would want to do that other than they're awesome, but whatever. And the other social medias are down there too, Instagram and, you know, the Twitters and all that. So I'm gonna get going, and I will talk to you guys all later. Hope you have a great day, night, weekend, whatever. And I'll see you in the next one, which is probably coming real soon because we got stuff to do. Bye. Only a little broken.